All right, welcome to the St. Ignatius College Prep College Fair. We are so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. Each of the schools will have 6 minutes to share more about their institution, but will be around for the entire session to answer questions. My name is Monica, I'll be your facilitator. And before we get started, I just have a few housekeeping items. The first is that your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you, but we really encourage you to take advantage of that Q&A button on your screen to type questions to any of the presenters at any time. This is one of just many sessions happening, so please make sure to check out the schedule on our website. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Ignatius. And I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, University College Dublin.
Great, thanks so much for the introduction. Hello everyone, it's great to be here. My name is Jim Pearson. I'm the Senior Admissions Officer for UCD based in North America. So I'm in the Chicago suburbs, just northwest of you all up by Gurnee. And I have a colleague, Bridie, who lives in the southwest suburbs. So we're here to work with you and anyone interested in coming to UCD. So I'm excited to talk to everyone. I hope you all had a great St. Patrick's Day last week. And I'm excited you can learn more about UCD and what we can offer you at Ireland's Global University. So if you don't know anything about UCD or about Ireland or Dublin, I'll give you a brief overview. So Ireland is a small country, a little smaller than Illinois, but it's a beautiful place filled with culture and great people and tons of opportunity for students that are looking for something a little bit different. So we're an EU member state, which means we have great access to the rest of the EU with great opportunities for research and study abroad and exchange opportunities that offer funding for students that are looking to travel around the EU. So there's a lot of opportunities for you there to explore Europe and really take advantage of being in Europe for your education. And then, as you can see here, if you've seen any movie set in Ireland, it's a beautiful place with stunning landscapes, great vistas, vibrant cities, and then, fantastic coastline. It's a bit colder, but for students coming from the Midwest, I like to say, it's a pretty good trade-off. It rarely goes below freezing. It rarely goes above 75 or 80 degrees. It doesn't get as hot or humid as it does in Illinois in the summers. So, not getting really any snow in the winter is a pretty great way to live compared to growing up in Chicagoland. So there's a lot to offer for you in Ireland and then in Dublin as well, being the capital city with about 1.5 million people. There's a ton of opportunities for you there. There's 5 universities based in Dublin, of which UCD is the largest. So it's a great student city with a lot to offer, and then great connections to the rest of Europe, like I said, to travel for study abroad or just for weekend trips to Paris. So UCD is Ireland's global university. We're the largest university in the country, about 29,000 students total. About 19,000 of those are undergraduate students, and about 30% of our students are international. So we have students from over 140 countries that study at UCD, which makes it a really Irish institution, but with a great, vibrant international character to it. And you'll be one of many American students on campus. We have around 2,000 American students on campus at any given time. And it's a great mix because if you want to cheer on the Cubs or the Bears, you will have people around you that are from the States that know the rules to baseball. But if you want to feel like you're in Ireland, it's 70% Irish, so you get that great Irish culture coming through. So we are one of the largest universities, the largest university in Ireland with one of the largest urban campuses in Europe, just a few miles south of the city center. So it's a great place to live and to be a student. And then we're ranked #1 in Ireland for graduate employability for the last 4 years, which means that you have great opportunities both within Ireland and outside Ireland or Europe for your career after you graduate. So there's a lot to offer to you. Now, how you get there is through one of our undergraduate programs. So we're a big school. We're a lot like the U of I or the University of Wisconsin or whatever of Ireland. So it's a comprehensive research university with tons of options for study, everything from architecture to zoology. So there's a little bit of everything for you there. Being a large school, there's tons of opportunities for you. And one of the great benefits of coming to school in Ireland and at UCD is that most of our programs are direct entry. So you go straight into your course, you study nothing but your subject the entire time. There's no general education requirements. So if you're a history major, you never take another math class again. And you get to really focus in on your subjects. And you can do a degree in 3 or 4 years, depending on the course, but you get to do the entire time in your subject, taking major classes. So you go really deeply into your subject really quickly, which is a great way to learn. Now, if you don't know what you want to do, we do have an option we call liberal arts and sciences. It's a specific program for international students that want a little bit more time to explore. So it's a 4-year course where you get 1 or 2 years to explore between say physics or art history before you commit to a subject. So there's a few different options depending if you are really focused or if you want a little more time to explore. So to get there, you'll start applying. In a lot of ways, it's very similar to American admissions, but with some key differences. So if you're applying to come this year, if you're a senior and trying to look for a new option right now, our applications are still open and they close July 1st. But if you're looking for future application cycles, our applications open every year on October 1st. We're on the Common App and we have a direct application. So pretty easy application process. And the big difference is that we're entirely academic focused. So we look at your GPA, and if you have them, you can choose to submit your ACT, SAT, AP scores, any other standardized exam. But we don't look at all at extracurriculars. We don't read essays. We don't look at letters of recommendation. So the only thing we're looking at are your academics and how they fit the major you're applying to. So it is a very different application process, but it's pretty transparent and pretty easy to understand where you lie. And then we do have scholarship opportunities that are merit-based for students. 70% of our students that came from North America last year got a scholarship, and we do accept US student loans through FAFSA. So then the life on campus beyond all the academics is anything you could want. So we have 130 clubs and societies on campus, so tons of ways to get involved, everything from surfing club to drama society or board game societies. There's a lot of ways to get involved and to really make a community and have fun while you're a student. So you get the opportunity to live in a large campus, in a campus environment, and then be able to get involved and get engaged with the UCD community in a lot of different ways. And then you can live on campus while you're with us. One of the big benefits is that all of our accommodation is single room apartment style. So I went to University of Illinois and I lived in a triple, which was a closet with 3 guys in it. So having my own room would have been a dream when I was a first year student in undergrad. So that's what you get when you come to UCD. You live right on campus, you have your own room, you'll share a kitchen and a living area with a few other students in an apartment. So it's a great setup, and it's only a couple minutes walk to all your classes. So it's a great place to be. And then in the residences, there's grocery stores, there's restaurants, laundry facilities, gyms, all the things that you want living on campus. So it was great being able to talk with you. I hope you can reach out to get some more information. There's some contact information there, and I'll pop my info in the chat so you can learn more about us and get in touch. So thanks, everyone. Have a great night.
Thank you. And next up, we have Franklin University in Switzerland.
Hello, everyone. My name is Harry. I represent Franklin University, Switzerland, and we are located in Lugano, Switzerland, and we are an American university abroad. You can see a wonderful picture of the city of Lugano here. The photo in the foreground there, you can see the building is one of our primary academic facilities. So you can see we're only about a 15-minute walk from the downtown area along the lakefront. We are an American university at our core in our structure and everything that we do. So the courses are taught in English. You do not have to know another language in order to attend. And our academic calendar is the same as your traditional US school. We are also, our population is half from the United States and half from about 60 other countries. So although one of the smaller universities represented today at about 400 students, we are wildly international. So you have lots of opportunities to get to know people from all across the globe. But your degree is going to be accredited both in the US and in Switzerland, which gives you lots of opportunities for exploration in terms of jobs and graduate school opportunities across the world. We are located in the southern region of Switzerland in the canton of Ticino, as you can see highlighted in the photo here on the bottom left. Lugano is about 15 minutes by drive to the border of Italy. The best ways to get to campus would be to fly into either Milan or to Zurich. And the best part about this is that we have a wonderful mix of cultures throughout the country. Switzerland has a French, German, and Italian influence across its borders. We are heavily influenced by the Italian culture, so you're going to be ruined by Italian food back in the United States because it's just so good out there. And you're also going to be in one of the financial capitals of the world, and we are also in one of the largest cities of the country of Switzerland. So you're not going to be in the middle of nowhere, with lots of opportunities to learn new languages and about new cultures and all sorts of wonderful new things. Our academic programs primarily focus in the humanities and the social sciences. We have, you can see some declared majors here for incoming students. Popular ones tend to be things like international business, finance, economics, also politics, environmental science, but also communications and psychology. You can see lots of wonderful opportunities that are shared for popular majors in the United States. The only things we don't typically provide would be things like engineering, computer science, things like that. But double majors and doing multiple different types of studies simultaneously are one of the benefits of having an American degree experience abroad. So you have lots of opportunities to explore different types of subjects simultaneously. And we are in the same type of four-year degree plan that you would typically see at your traditional US institution. One of the key features of the experience at Franklin is called academic travel. One of your classes every semester includes a 2-week trip to a different country to study that subject, the costs of which are included in tuition. So you get built into your system. You have one each semester. So these are designed and led by the faculty, and they are also non-major specific. So a business major can take the business in London class one term, and then the following term take the environmental science class in Iceland. So you have lots of really cool sets of opportunities to very literally explore the world. We are located in the heart of Western Europe, so Switzerland is a wonderful platform to explore many different countries and really use your passport quite a lot. And this academic travel program is built in at every stage. So not only the academics, but also the cost, as well as the social elements at the same time. So you're really getting lots of experiential approaches to the learning process. About 70% of our students will receive scholarships and financial assistance. When it comes to, we have 3 different types of financial assistance. There's merit scholarships that range up to about 25,000 US per year. We also have the ability to bring over the FAFSA, and we have need-based assistance through the university. We also have the ability to have an EU tuition discount. So if you have a passport from an EU country, an EEA country, or from Switzerland, you can qualify for that discount, which is basically half off tuition. So this leads to a lot of wonderful affordability for attending Franklin itself. And to basically tell you where our students go when they're finished with their time at Franklin, they are very employable. We have wonderful opportunities to develop your resume. About half of our students will choose to pursue an internship while they're a student at Franklin in Switzerland or in different countries around Europe, and many times for credit and many times also to be paid. So you can see that our students are able to qualify for top name programs across the world, both for master's and PhD programs, as well as for professional opportunities, depending on your career interests. I would also suggest to lean very heavily on your faculty while you're at Franklin, because you have lots of professionals who can be able to identify pathways to success for your career goals. We're also able to accommodate you on campus. We do have 8 residence halls, so you don't have to worry about finding an apartment on your own. And you don't need a car or anything like that at all. Switzerland, in my opinion, has some of the best public transit in the world. And so it's really easy to get around. It's also very simple, as I mentioned, to go and explore new countries. It's about maybe $40 for a round trip plane ticket to Paris for the weekend. So lots of really cool sets of opportunities for you to go and explore new places, get to know new cultures, do new types of languages, and all sorts of other things. So I'll share my contact information in the chat as well if you have any questions, and thank you so much for your time this evening.
Thank you. Next up, we have Hult International Business School.
Awesome. Thank you, Monica. So my name is Thomas Wise. I'm the Director of Enrollment and Academic Partnerships for North America with Hult International Business School. I also work directly with students who come from the Midwest. So most of the students who come from that area tend to work with me throughout their process, which means that the person that you're talking to now, in this case, me, is likely the person that you'll speak with as you go through your application process. So to move us forward through what Hult really is, one of the things that is unique about us in comparison to a lot of international institutions is that we're based both here in the United States in Boston, which is where I sit, as well as in London. And these are full campuses. They encompass the full undergraduate program. They're designed to be complements to each other, and they're designed to be something that you can switch seamlessly between throughout your time at Hult. Hult is a institution that is collectively master's degree programs as well as the undergraduate program and our recent doctorate of business administration. You can see a lot of the programming that we have here. A lot of these programs can be combined with the BBA for a +1. Some of our students tend to complete their master's program and their undergraduate degree within 4 years. So you move pretty quickly through that process instead of spending 5 or 6. That's something that you can choose through your 3rd or 4th year in the program. And you can also opt into it during the early decision process if you're applying next year. So Holt has quite a bit of facts and figures. I won't dive too deeply into them. I actually tell students and parents and counselors to take screenshots as much as they like of this. I think it's really useful and helpful to do so. Overall, 7 out of 10 of our students, and the ones that I think are most impressive, 7 out of 10 of our students graduate within 3 years. More than 50% of our students work in a country outside of their country of origin. We have, for a relatively new and an early program and a relatively small program too, we have 27,000 alumni from the master's and the undergraduate program worldwide who are actively engaged with 70 different alumni chapters in major cities, so that students always have connections in which to rely on. We were the first undergraduate business school in the United States to be Triple Crown accredited by the 3 accreditations that you see on your screen, which means that our students are receiving both a US and the UK degree upon graduation. We've been ranked as number 25 for the best international undergraduate programs by US News and World Report. We're routinely ranked within Bloomberg for graduates who go on to startups or to build startups themselves. And we're ranked routinely in Poets and Quants, especially on employment rate and the signature experience, which is the rotation program. So really where we are is pretty important to our identity as a school. Like I mentioned, we're a truly global undergraduate program. Our students come from 141 different nationalities. They speak 111 different languages, and they're complemented by a faculty of that is representative of about 45 to 50 countries, depending on the semester. And no nationality represents more than about 8% of the undergraduate student body, which means that you are constantly surrounded by people who are quite different than you and helping you develop into being a global leader within business. In terms of where we are internationally, we're also an international program, which means we have campuses in Boston as well as in London that you can rotate between seamlessly between semesters as well as between school years. You can also rotate over the summer and study to speed up your graduation process, but you can rotate outside of these as well. During the summer, our graduate campuses in San Francisco, Dubai, and Shanghai also open to accept undergraduate students, and you can receive a semester's worth of credit by studying over the summer as well. In a lot of ways, this is how students who come from more traditional American programs are able to accelerate through and graduate in 3 years. So Holt's curriculum is a bit different than a lot of programs. Holt's curriculum is an integrated degree where we use challenge learning and skills development and personal coaching throughout your program to lead to what's called the business portfolio at graduation. In terms of challenge learning, what that means is that instead of discrete and standalone classes, you're taking things called modules. Every student takes 8 core modules as an institution leading towards their business program. And that means that you are going to be cooperating with and competing against other students. Each one of these modules, both core and specialized that we'll talk about in a sec, have a capstone project. And so by the time you graduated, you have done between 12 and 16 real world projects. Sometimes they focus on simulations and hackathons. Other times they're live client challenges where we're working with clients from outside of the classroom, anywhere from small local startups and businesses all the way to Fortune 100 and Fortune 50 companies. Our specialization modules revolve around your majors, which are in marketing, management, entrepreneurship, business analytics, and finance. And you can also use those majors as minors or minor in psychology, computer science, or design. These are equal to the core modules, but they're selected throughout your process and teach you the skills that you need to be successful within your major and within the workforce after graduation. The degree overall is quite flexible. Like I mentioned before, students who come from a traditional US high school graduate in 4 years typically, but you can speed up quite easily and graduate in 3 years. We have students who graduate in 2.5 by bringing in a lot of AP credits or IB programs and also taking classes over the summer. Lastly, we talk about the portfolio. So instead of just graduating with a diploma and a transcript, you graduate with what's essentially an art portfolio for business students. So you bring all of the things that you've worked on throughout your time in the program into a centralized place that you can use to speak with employers in the future, which means that you're not just saying, I did this project in a class and got an A, you're able to show them what the actual project is all about. Lastly, our students go all over the world and achieve multiple different areas. Our students graduate into major employers all over, including in Europe and the United States. And our scholarships and awards programs are quite generous, with 70% of our students receiving financial aid and the average financial aid package being 38%. All right, thanks so much. And I believe I am going to hand it off to IE. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, next up is IE University in Spain.
Awesome. Thanks, Thomas. Thanks, Monica. Hi, everyone. My name is Micah Trobman. I am the Associate Director for IE University. I am based in Los Angeles, California. I'm also from the US, and I did study at IE, so happy to connect and talk about my experience because it was absolutely amazing. I'm also here to help you throughout the application process and pretty much every step of the way. So more than likely, you'll probably be working with me if you decide to apply. Just a couple quick things about Spain. Spain's an absolute dream to study in. It's the second most visited country in the world for a reason. Everybody in Europe goes and vacations in Spain because of the weather, the food, and the people are just absolutely lovely. For any foodies out there, the food is awesome. They have some of the best healthcare system in Europe. And Spanish happens to be the second most spoken language in the world, which I always found fascinating. And of course, there's lots of movies that are shot there, Star Wars, Game of Thrones, all of that fun stuff. So there's a lot of culture, a lot of, it's known for its vibrant nightlife, so it's never dull while you're there. But IE University is quite unique. We are located in Spain, but we do have two locations. So we have our location in Madrid. It's the first and only high-rise university in Europe and the third tallest university in the world. And we are positioned where the financial district is in Spain. So all of those companies that you know by name, Google, consulting firms, all of those actually come to our campus, and you guys will be working on actual real life projects with them, as well as doing simulation. And the same goes for our Segovia campus, but it is just a little bit 20-30 minutes northwest. So it's not too far, but it's not in the city center. It was built in 1218, and it's also protected by the UN. People describe Segovia as like Beauty and the Beast, kind of magical, Disney-esque. It's very old and absolutely beautiful. So depending if you're a city person or maybe somebody who wants to do something more out in the mountains, you can definitely decide where you want to study. Just some quick facts and figures about IE. We are fully taught in English, even though we are located in Spain. We are highly ranked on a global scale by Financial Times. We're the #1 school in Spain, 5th in Europe, and 18th worldwide. We're quite diverse. It's part of our pillars. We have 80% international students, which means 80% of our student body is coming from all over the world to study at IE, over 140 nationalities, thousands of people worldwide. And again, people are recruited before they graduate, and about 43% of them find a job after graduation in a different country. This is just going to be a quick snapshot of all of our degrees. We do offer 4-year bachelor degrees and 5-year dual degrees. You will go directly into the major, so no need to take any general education. So it's really good for people who know what they want to study, and IE is going to help prepare you for what you would like to do. There are a few ways that we do that. I'm not going to go too deeply into the admissions process. We are on Common App. You're more than welcome to apply there. We do an interview, but I'd love to connect after and speak with you on that. But the idea at IE is you're going to be building your own path. So you're going to be doing that through many electives and advanced seminars. We do simulation learning. We do have the opportunity to do international exchanges, internships, and of course, our IEU labs, which are internships that start your first and your second year. So again, those companies come to us, and it's kind of gives you the idea of what you can do with your degree. We've got over 160 partnerships worldwide. So anybody who wants to study in different countries, you can absolutely do that. And our campus life is very vibrant. We've got every type of club that you can possibly think of, sports as well. And we do offer financial aid. We try to be as inclusive as possible. So anybody who gets accepted into IE can apply directly into our scholarship program. You can choose over 3 different scholarships. We always give it back in a percentage, and it's applied every year. So they're ranging from 30% to 100%, and that could be living costs or tuition costs. We do have accommodation, but we do it for different lifestyles. So we have residences, which we commonly call dorms here in the US, host families, and then also you can rent a flat, which is what they call apartments in Europe. And then just to highlight a couple of our partnerships, we do have a summer program with Brown University, where you can do an internship summer or an entrepreneurial summer program with them and get credits as well as put it on your resume. We do have a 3-2 Northwestern IE law program. So anybody looking to study law, you'll study at IE for 3 years and then transfer to Northwestern to do your JD, take the bar, and be a very, very young lawyer. And then we have a huge partnership with the United Nations. Anybody wanting to do anything in humanities or work in different countries, you're going to be directly working with generals and embassy leaders. And then lastly, we have a partnership with IBM and Google. So those are going to be for students who are going to be studying like computer science and AI or business and data analytics. And we have an entire floor that is actually dedicated. It's called Pier 17 with machine learning. So you're going to be directly learning from the professionals themselves and the only 2 companies that know how to do it. But that's going to be it for me. I will put my information in the chat and I'm happy to connect later.
Thank you. And just a quick reminder to all our attendees, please take advantage of that Q&A button if you have any quick questions for our presenters. And I'll turn it over to John Cabot University.
Thank you very much. Start my timer. Hello, my name is Ramsey. I'm the admissions counselor for John Cabot University, but I also graduated from there a little over 5 years ago. So yeah, kind of a long time, but feel free to ask me any questions, being a student there or, having work there. So John Cabot University is an American institution in the heart of Rome. Here are a few things to know right off the bat. So we're a very diverse international university. We have students from over 70 different countries. We actually just accepted our biggest class in the fall of 2021. We've been completely in person and looks like 2022 is going to be even bigger. So yeah, we are getting a lot of students. As you can see, there are a lot of American students, but there's also a lot of Italian students, and then the rest are just from around the world, which is kind of the best part about going to John Cabot is having that diversity in the classroom and combined with living in Rome. It was the best of both worlds, in my opinion. But an American institution, so that means when you graduate, you do get an American accredited degree. There's small classes, so 15 to 1 student to professor ratio. You get to know your professor, get to know your peers around you, a lot of group discussion, and over 85% of our students receive some financial aid from us. So let's jump right into academics. We have 14 majors and 19 minors. All of these majors are offered as minors as well. There's a few more like art and design, creative writing. You see them at the bottom. But yeah, so we're more of a liberal arts institution, like I mentioned. But yeah, if you guys have questions about specific majors, please let me know. I studied communications, minored in humanistic studies. We do have study abroad programs. I get that question quite a lot. So even while being abroad, you can study abroad. So say you want to jump around, we do have partnerships with all these different universities around the world. So you can study abroad for a semester or even up to a year, and you won't have to pay any difference in tuition. So pretty crazy. Yeah, so if you have family from the UK, you can go live there for a year. It's pretty great. Why isn't this going? Okay, skip some. All right, so something that's big at John Cabot is our career services. So we have partnerships with, now I think it's over 700 companies and organizations in and outside of Rome. And 3 times a year, we invite these companies over to the campus and basically have a career fair where you get to talk to them, see what they're looking for in an applicant, hopefully get an interview. As you can see, a lot of our students do get the interview, end up getting the position. So it's really about you, the resources are there. It's about whether you put the effort into it, but we're focused on getting you some professional experience while you're still in school. So that will help you obviously get a job afterwards. Just some of the examples. I mean, Rome is such a, international, it's the hub of, Europe, lots of different organizations, headquarters. So here's some of the organizations that our students get internships at. My computer is being super slow, so it's not going to the next slide. I think I'm skipping some, but all right, onto the campus. So our campus is an urban campus, just so you know. So it's a few buildings near each other in Rome, as you can see, right on the river. So very beautiful setting. Our Pitelli campus is our newest building. Classrooms, it's very beautiful. As I said, right on the river. We have our admissions office there, our president's office. Our Guarini campus is our oldest campus. So a few minutes walking down the street, you'll get to it. We have our library, our auditorium. A bunch of student lounge areas where you can sit on the roof and study or watch the sunset. And then another short walk is the Tiber campus, which I'm skipping. Tiber campus is, has our cafeteria, a bunch of classrooms, student service offices, but you're walking in between these campuses quite a lot. You can stop, get a coffee, get a cornetto, and be on your way, get a piece of pizza. And then we also have our own art facility. That's very nice. I took my photography classes here. It was nice to kind of have your own space for art, but really whatever you're into, drawing, sculpting, graphic design, it's all in this building. So housing, we do have housing. That's another big question I get. Our housing is mostly, they're all apartment style. They're all similar in that way, but they're just different in location. So, sometimes they're a bit further from campus, but our main residential life building has the fitness center at the bottom where we do classes like Zumba, yoga, meditation, all of those things, full working gym. But all of these buildings have 24-hour security. You need your badge to get into any of our campuses, so it's very secure. We do have a bunch of clubs and organizations. I can't go through all of them right now, but I would love for you guys to send me some questions afterwards. But just know that, really whatever you bring to the table, there's something at John Cabot. And if it's not at John Cabot, it's in Rome, because Rome has just so much in it. We do a lot of trips and activities. We want you to see the environment. We want you to explore. So we try to help that. We actually have Fridays off every week. So classes are from Monday to Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you can manage your time between studies and travels and all that. We do have athletics. I can't go into that right now because I want to get to our admissions. We are in the Common App. Just need, your transcripts, letters of recommendation, 600-word personal essay, and an interview, most likely with me. And we have been test optional, so no need to do the SATs and ACTs. We do have financial aid. We are an American institution, so we take the FAFSA. And then we also have our own merit-based scholarships and need-based grants. So please let me know if you guys have questions about that. I'll just forward to this. I know you guys all have your phones right next to you, so if you wanted to pull them out, pull the camera out, this QR code has basically everything I just spoke about and more. So yeah, my name is Ramsey from John Cabot University. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.
Thank you. And next up, we have Queen's University.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. My name is Nathan Martin, and I am the undergraduate admission coordinator here at Queen's University, specifically speaking to you today. And just give me one moment and I will share this presentation. Here we are. Okay. Well, as I mentioned, my name is Nathan, and I am very excited, of course, to be speaking with you this evening and have the chance to share with you a little bit more about Queen's University. First, I would like to acknowledge that Queen's University, our Kingston campus in Canada, is located and situated on the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinaabe peoples. And we're very grateful to be able to live, learn, and play and study on these lands. And so we just want to acknowledge both their historic and their continued presence on their traditional lands. Now, as I mentioned, we are in Canada, specifically in the province of Ontario, in the beautiful and historic waterfront city of Kingston, Ontario. So that's just on the northeastern shore of Lake Ontario. Now, by Canadian standards, Queen's is a mid-sized university with approximately 24,000 students in total. Of that 24,000 students, about 18,000 are undergraduate students. Now, Queen's holds a significant place in our country's history. And in fact, Queen's was founded in 1841, so that's 26 years before Canadian Confederation. And we have over 180 years of experience educating future leaders from around the world. And although we are a university with lots of fun traditions that continue to make Queen's one of the best universities in Canada, we also continue to have a very strong commitment to innovation, to research, to teaching, and also to student support. And this comes through in a lot of different ways. We want you to know that at Queen's, yes, you will be challenged. But while you are being challenged, we want you to know that we will be there with an amazing array of services and supports. So if you embrace the challenge and you take advantage of the supports that we offer, we are confident that you will succeed and graduate on time. One prime example of an initial tool that is available to you right now would be our major maps. So if you were to go on to Queen's website, just queensu.ca, and type in major maps into the search function of our website, you would eventually find a list of major maps, literally maps of every single major or program at Queen's. This has been created by our Career Services Office. They've won several awards for it. And each map is incredibly useful and has content such as, well, a great description of the program or major, what key courses to take in first year, second year, third year, fourth year, how to get connected on campus, how to get real world experience while you're studying, how to prepare for life after graduation, and even a list of careers that past grads have gone into. A great tool, a resource, and you can check it out today if you want. No matter what you choose to study at Queen's, you can make your degree as unique as you are. So you can choose courses, regardless of what program you're in, you can choose additional courses from astrophysics to Latin, commerce, or history, and a whole host of others. You'll get to take advantage of instructional styles such as blended learning, which is, of course, integrating face-to-face with the online learning experience. And you'll also be engaging with world-class professors, and you'll be learning from these professors in very innovative teaching spaces. Maybe you'll be taking advantage of the flipped classroom style. Lots of unique opportunities, great learning experiences to be had. Now, there's something for everyone at Queen's, and the opportunities to get relevant experience go well beyond the classroom. Everything from arts to athletics, or perhaps a club to complement your interests. I believe we have more clubs per capita than any university in our province. There's also the summer work experience opportunities, such as on-campus research, or maybe even an entrepreneurial venture. And then there's also internships, which are available to students in almost every faculty. If an internship is not available, it means there's some other form of real-world work experience that's going to be offered to you. With the internships, these are 12 to 16 months working in your field of specialization, and you get the opportunity to gain real-world experience, make a real difference, and build your resume. Many of these internships are even paid, with the average salary being around $43,000 a year. And of course, throughout your time at Queen's, we'll encourage you to start thinking globally, because we live in a global community, we engage in a global marketplace, and so we want to have you give you the opportunity to prepare for that as best as possible. Or maybe you'd like to spend some time at our castle in East Sussex, England, which serves as our international campus. You can go there for a semester in one of your upper years, or if you're applying to Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, you could also apply to spend your entire first year there. So Queen's attracts some of the best students from not only around Canada, but from around the world. 94.6% retention rate, meaning the students who start and then stay. 91% employment rate, an 81.5% graduation rate. And sorry, that 91% employment rate is guaranteed 6 months after your graduation. Sorry, I should say guaranteed, but it works out that way. 6 months after graduation and employment within one of your areas of specialization. Lots of different focuses that you can pursue, whether it's arts, science, applied sciences, creative arts. We are on the Common App. You can also apply through ouac.on.ca. And yeah, we just encourage you to follow up with us, send us an email. We are test optional. And thank you very much for listening to my presentation about Queen's.
Great. Well, thank you to all our presenters. I think we have time for one discussion question if you guys want to pop your cameras back on. And we'll just answer in the same order of the presentation. So starting with University College Dublin. And our discussion question is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
Yeah, I think I can speak from personal experience that if you're just starting your search process now, search far beyond what you're familiar with at the moment, because I looked at one university, University of Illinois, because I didn't know any better and no one told me what else was out there. And I loved my experience, but I might have loved something else even more. I might have found a better fit. So don't just go with what you know or what's close or what you're siblings have gone to search beyond that. So ask your counselors to find something new and different, and you can find something that might fit you that you never knew about before.
I think self-reflection is probably one of the biggest details that I wish I would have considered while applying to college. Not only to realize what skill sets and things that were interested to me, but also to, like Jim said, look outside of that as well. So when you know a little bit more about yourself, you can start to consider things that could be a little bit outside of your comfort zone and give you some additional opportunities that perhaps some of your peers may have never considered before.
I think for me, it's to advocate for yourself. I think a lot of times that's pretty tough when you're in, your junior or senior year of high school, but it's to advocate for yourself, not only to your teachers, to your parents, to your counselors, but also to the universities you're interested in. Talk to them about tours, talk to them about speaking with a current student, talk to them about financial aid, and reach out and tell them what you need. A lot of times that's the hardest thing in building relationships across like the high school and college divide, is that we're here to help you. But ultimately we can't help you if we don't know what there is to help with. So advocate for yourself, be loud about what you need, and we'll do our best to connect with you over it.
All amazing answers and things that I wanted to bring up. So I guess I'll just share a tip that helped me organize myself when you advocate for yourself and look, beyond what might be local or what might be normal, is create a Gmail account for applying to colleges. So everything's in one place. It's way more organized, so much easier to locate everything. And hopefully that will help you.
All right, I think we're going to skip to Queen's University.
Oh, okay. Those are some great suggestions. I guess for myself, one that I always carry with me is take action on things as soon as possible. Plan them out, but don't let things go to the last minute. The fact that you're here and listening to us and engaging is a great first step, but connect. Take those next steps, take action, reach out, ask those questions, because it's so much easier to sort through all of this process when you're finding the answers before the last minute or the 11th hour. So yeah, just take action, be proactive, and it gives you such a great sense of peace of mind when you're like, oh yeah, I've been researching. I know about this institution. I know what they offer. I know when their deadlines are. And then you can just approach things with a nice clear head.
Thank you so much. So just as we wrap up, I want to make sure to give a few more housekeeping announcements. So first of all, thank you so much to all of our presenters for joining us. For our attendees, when you close this window, there will be a link to a little 5-question survey. So if you could provide some feedback, we'd really appreciate it. We will have all the sessions recordings from tonight online, and the website for that is stridescan.com/Ignatius. And thank you so much again for joining us, and have a great rest of your night. Bye.